Hey everyone, welcome to POPXP. And before the show starts, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications when we go live and we upload awesome new content. And don't forget, if you can, make sure to share our stream on all your social media outlets. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping us grow the POPXP channel. Hey, what is going on, YouTube? It is the brain of the mainframe here, the POPXP, and joining me for Crowdfunding Comics Creator Power Hour is Mr. Blevins. Hello,
That's
Blevins.
me. That's me.
What's up, homie?
No, not much, man. What's going on with you?
Not too much, not too much. You know, I found the original Power Hour intro, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to play that because the other one has frogs that sing Wednesday.
Oh,
So I was like, you know what? I'll save it for Wednesday, and
keep it retro, bro. Keep it retro.
Keep it retro, homie. That's
Retro
what I'm
Power Hour, man.
So, Mr. Blevins, it's Monday.
Dude,
We're rescheduling. I had a migraine last week for, Creator Power Hour, so we're doing it tonight. I wanted to get these fine creators on, get them on before their campaigns end.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You know what
Absolutely. Man, what amazing stories there are, man. We got everything, dude. We got vampires.
Vampires.
We got werewolves.
Werewolves?
We got science fiction.
I know.
And we got Blevins.
And Blevins.
I don't even know what's going on.
It's crazy. It's like a bargain bin, you know?
It is.
You get all these three amazing things and get a free Blevins.
Walk in with $1 and gets you some change.
A Blevins plushie. Give him hugs. And he squeaks.
Oh.
You know, a little squeak action going on.
I mean, like one of those ones that were recalled because they had glass inside of them.
Oh, Jesus. Where do you...
Like, I don't make the rules.
Hey, man. I don't know. But I'll tell you what. I'm in the mood for some poutine, and I don't know why.
Some poutine?
You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
some
man,
gooey poutine.
Big old bowl of poutine about right now.
It gets like soggy, though, and wet, but whatever. It's all
only
good.
if you eat it like a child.
What?
Like, you got to eat it quick, man. It'll get soggy. What are you talking about? If you leave it out overnight, maybe.
Oh, there's gravy in it.
Yeah, that's the best part.
I bet it is. You're sick. You're sick. You know what's not sick? These great campaigns we have on tonight.
These campaigns are amazing.
Amazing campaigns. I mean, the creators might be a little sick, but that's why they're so creative, right? The power of their minds.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like from the darkness, the light shines the brightest. You know what I'm saying?
That's right, man. You're deep, bro. You're deep. I'm feeling it.
I ate my poutine before the show.
That's it. That's the power of poutine, everyone. And with the power of poutine, let's bring on our poutine guests. First up, we've got Jason Sandberg.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Jason, welcome.
I ain't sick, but I might have some allergies, so look out.
All
right, man. Hey, Zyrtec.
Do I need to go get a mask? Do I need to go get a mask real quick?
No, those don't work. But fill me in. What's your fascination with the Russian president? I don't understand. I'm new to this. What you keep going on about?
I enjoy riding horseback without a shirt. I'm a bareback horse rider.
Well, thank you for
I had a whole bunch of rupees. I was hoping to buy some gas with it. And since we're on the gold standard and cash is king,
I wouldn't be surprised if you do have rupees.
I can now do that.
You've got some weird investments, my friend. But Jason, it's great to see you. We've interacted. I've seen your posts on social media for a long time now.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on. This is a great way to start the week, hanging out with you guys and talking to the people about Jupiter and what's going on with the campaign. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. And now we've got a duo, a magic duo here.
Magical.
A regular Lee and Kirby.
Batman and Robin.
Yes. A Batman and Robin.
Kind
of. What was it? Dino Girl and Dino Woman thing?
Like the Wish version of Batman and Robin.
A Jekyll and Hyde, you might say.
No, because they're two stand-up gentlemen. Okay. Well, first of all, let's bring in our second round of guests here tonight. We've got Mr. Clay Adams. And we have, not to be confused with the paranormal investigator, Mr. Dave Schrader.
Dave Schrader.
Welcome back, gents. Welcome back.
What's going on?
Hello.
It's been a long time. It's good to see your faces. I'm glad you're both still creating.
I barely made it. I have a 2-year-old that's eating in there, and my mom's helping out. But I may have to run to
Hey, if
So
you gotta
10.
get up and leave, I know what it's like. I got twin 4-year-olds.
Oh my God, I don't know how you do it.
So,
Although I'm like twice your age, so factor in that element.
A lot of Benadryl. I'm like, oh, hey guys, try this. Boom, they're out. Benadryl. Let's go. That's the key. You'll learn it.
Little Benny drill.
Little Benny drill. And Clay Adams.
I'm
why are you
happy
here
to
again?
be here. I don't know. I just like to show up and chat with you fine folks. I am sick, so you will hear some sniffling. But I tell you what, I'm all doped up. I'm ready to bear back some poutine.
Nice.
Yes. On the top of a white stallion.
That's right. Yeah. You know it.
It's
cheese curds be damned.
Speaking of stallions, kind of a wolf in the woods.
Uh-oh.
We've got Mr. Rob Multari back on the show. Rob, how have you been?
Rob.
Gentlemen, look at this. A fine
That dude's
group
a
of
creator, a writer, and a publisher.
That's right, man.
That's what happens when you're a lone wolf.
That's it.
Nice.
Lone wolf. So it's good to have you back on, Rob. It's been a long time since
It has been a while,
so
yeah.
Let's have you back on. You got a great campaign. You got stuff in your campaign, which is cool, man. You guys got a lot of good stuff. All the campaigns, I went through all the campaigns, watched the videos, looked at all your perks and your stuff. And I got to say, with all 3 campaigns, you guys are killing it, right? We got great stories, got great art. We've got great tier levels that are priced really well. And that's a huge thing. Everything is actually priced very fair, which is great. And for what the backers are going to be getting, kudos to you guys. You guys, all three of your campaigns are just like top notch, which is great. So I'm glad to have you guys on tonight. But before we get started, I'm just curious, this Guardians of the Galaxy movie has come out with a lot of mixed reviews. And I don't know if you guys are fans of this, but will you be attending this film? I mean, I have to say, I'm a little tired of kind of some of these films. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I might wait for it to come out on streaming.
A lot of the Marvel movies have felt like homework, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing the Guardians.
Yeah. Okay. Rob, you got anything on this one?
So my wife has been a fan of the first 2. So usually when she says, I want to go see that, I have no choice.
True, right?
Clay? I will tell you, I think it's just been kind of weird, the reviews that have been online and what they're about. Like, it doesn't really even seem to be about like the cosmic portion of it. It's just like they're like saying it's animal abuse and stuff. Like, it's CGI.
Yeah, it's the high evolutionary parts and the and I guess the other complaint is the Adam Warlock treatment. But
yeah.
So it's like bestiality stuff, or like what kind of animal abuse are we talking about?
They show Rocket's backstory with a couple other animals that I've seen like floating around the interwebs.
Oh,
they slice and dice them is all that I'm gonna say. Slice and dice.
I started hearing backstory, and I was like, wait, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? But now I got
Guardians of the Galaxy.
They show Rocket's what?
Rocket? That's what I thought he was actually going to say. Because he was like a pause, and I'm like, wait.
I thought that was going somewhere different.
Rocket?
Yeah. You
like
zig. I thought you were going to zag. I didn't even know this movie was out until today. So that shows you where I am. I fell behind on the Marvel movies, and they did start to kind of feel like homework. Like, you got to watch 25 movies to understand one. And like, honestly, my butt falls asleep, like these movies are so long. Like, I can't go to the theater and watch them. Like, I got a middle-aged prostate. I can't do it. So I might check it out on streaming, but I can't guarantee.
Yeah, I think
I will pause.
Ever since Endgame, like, I fell behind, I think, on all of them, except for maybe the Spider-Man No Way Home. I think is the only, maybe Doctor Strange too, but those were all watched streaming. I haven't been to the theaters to see any of them. And I've tried going through like the ones on like Disney Plus for like the TV series. But yeah, man, it's like trying to keep up with them. Plus, everything else is
crazy. Well, it's like they have to keep doing a power creep. That's the problem. It's kind of like in video games and card games and board games. Like, there's a power creep where they have to, do better than the one before them. And like, there comes a point where they're doing way too much, and it like just absolutely dilutes the story completely. Too much. Like, like, they need to give some fan service, absolutely, but the fan service they're given is given by people who don't know the source material. so it's just coming off as like stupid, and people aren't liking it. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Superhero movies are gone. They're over. They'll never make another one.
I hear vampires and werewolves are a good thing to tap into these days.
That's the new thing.
Yeah, we're going back to the Twilight years, man. We're bringing it back.
I love shiny vampires. They're so shiny.
Shiny
and cute.
vampires.
Yeah.
So
I think video game. I think the Super Mario Brothers. I think we're going to see now the big thing is going to be the video game adaptations.
Yeah.
God,
Well,
Super Mario Brothers
if they
was
do them in a
so
similar
good.
way, yeah, I think so. I would love to see a Legend of Zelda, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be cool.
I can't
think
wait
Dave
for
should write
Pong.
The Pong movie, yeah.
That could be an epic sci-fi adventure.
With
Right?
with Serena Williams doing the voice, right?
Oh,
Yes.
What about Jungle Raiders? Yeah.
Guys, you need to see.
Williams has the voice of Right Paddle.
You need
Right
to cease
Paddle.
talking about this immediately because I've just now optioned Pong the movie.
All right. You heard it here first.
Hey,
Right.
sorry, there's a writer's strike. There's a writer's strike. Ixnay that.
It's optioned. Well,
Option.
it's I don't know how we did it, but we did it instantly.
There you go. And we got Tom Levine. Good to see you all. Relatively healthy and
What's up,
happy.
Tom?
There you go.
Nice.
Very nice. Andrew Wilson's in the house. Gentlemen, including Nile, I'm back. I backed every night wolf from Rob Multari. Wolfpack represent. Awesome. Awesome. And we got Nicholas Gear in the house. Howdy,
Hey,
folks.
Nicholas.
What's up, Nick? We got Marco Sharpo. Hail, everybody. How we doing, Marco,
What's up,
Sharpo?
Hail
And
Satan.
all right. Yeah.
He's
Let's
the,
jump.
He's the lost Crouch brother. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. That's it.
Mark's brother.
All right, so let's jump into this. We've got from Clay and Dave here. We've got Carmilla Unbound #1, an NSFW thriller, not safe for work, people.
No,
Oh, we gotta see boobies. Is there some boobies in this?
she does not have daddy issues. That's all I'm saying.
No daddy issues. Perfect. And you guys are doing great here. You're funded. You got 16 days to go. You broke the 10K mark. You got 274 backers. That is awesome. Before we dive into this campaign, though, I am going to play the campaign video first. So let's check that out.
We're missing Clay's great
no
voiceover.
sound?
Yeah, no sound.
God dang it! God dang it!
It looks
Clay,
great.
You could have done
I should have
real-time
done it real
voiceover.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You should have
tried
done
it.
real-time voiceover.
Clay is a voiceover artist, by the way, a
He
professional.
is a voiceover artist.
I hear he might have been in the Ninja Turtles.
I might. Yeah, might have.
Are you a
I might
voiceover
have.
artist and you don't have a Shure SMB 7 with?
You know what?
That's
I've got my Blue Yeti, and I'm told I get amazing sound out of it. And the engineer doesn't know how it works because most people don't. I don't know, but
Yeah.
You can.
I don't know
maybe.
what I'm doing.
Yeah,
But it sounds
you knocked
good.
down the bark, I guess.
Yes. Sorry, I had the audio off. I got the audio back on. Here we go.
There we go.
She's crossed oceans and centuries searching for her one true love. After one night of passion, she thinks she's found her. A kindred spirit, a connection. But when the blood starts flowing, Carmilla, legendary creature of the night, isn't the only one feasting. How many more will die before the night is through? Carmilla Unbound, 1973.
That's a great cover.
I got to go back this thing.
Yeah, this looks pretty good.
Yeah, it sounds like Robert England's doing the voiceover here.
Clay down an octave.
That's right. Pitching myself down.
There you go. No, that looks good. You guys got some really awesome looking covers too. I love the homage. So Carmilla Unbound 1973. Why 1973?
You want to take that, Clay?
Because it was a great year for vampires.
Everyone knows 73 was like the year of the vampire.
It was the year of the vampire. Everybody knows it.
I actually have an answer for this if you want to hear it.
I do want to hear it.
Why'd you throw it to me then, for crimini's sake?
I wanted to see if I could like somehow make myself look better by you not having a good answer, and then I would jump in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Strategy.
What a team.
Strategy.
This is
Thanks, Fred.
we're still figuring out who the Bill Finger is in this partnership. So,
Hey, this is a kid's show.
no, Batman Bill Finger. So Carmilla was actually a short story we did in our anthology Nightmare Theater 2 that came out recently. So it was set in 1973, like in the time of like the women's lib movement in America. And the idea is, the thing I liked about vampires, and I always thought it was cool, was this idea of like, if you live forever, it sounds great, but it's actually just awful and like a curse. And so the idea was we weren't going to have a series with Carmilla. We were going to jump around to different years that she's in and check her trajectory, because we envisioned her turning into a bit of a Victorian Dexter, like using her powers for good ultimately after being a hedonist for so many decades and centuries. And so 73 seemed like a good jumping off point for like the rise of the women's movement and her kind of taking out some bad guys. And the next one might be set in like a pirate era or something else. Like we'll just try to pick interesting years that she could be existing in different times and places.
Oh, very cool.
And
so this
we
ahead.
also sort of like wanted to sort of justify the Vampirella-esque outfit we put her in.
That's right.
And and so being able to put her in a rock band, like in the 70s, that kind of Kiss kind of rock band.
Part of the stage. She's part of the stage act. She like takes bats and like bites their heads off and all that stuff. Spoiler alert, right? But she's so that's why she has her outfit.
I tell you, one of the coolest things that I had after looking at this and going through it all, it's like legendary vampire or whatever. Like everybody's heard of Bram Stoker's Dracula, and I just went and looked it up. I Googled it, and I didn't realize that this was a story. Like Carmilla was actually like a story that was done, like 20-something years before Bram Stoker's got a hold of it by like a guy by the name of Sheridan Le Fanu or something like that. Sheridan Le Fanu.
Yeah, it's the first literary vampire.
Wow. Yeah, I thought that was amazing. A lot of people don't know that.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know
that.
That's cool. I didn't know it either until it made me look at it to go pull it up and stuff. So I thought it was very fascinating. Absolutely.
Well, I didn't know that either. And when Clay and I were forming Bloodline Comics and Nightmare Theater, we were talking about the anthology. He's like, yeah, what about Carmilla? And I was like, who's Carmilla? And they explained the story. I was like, are you telling me that there's a lesbian vampire that's public domain and we have not done a story with her yet? And the fact that it's the pedigree is 26 years before Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's pretty cool. It's cool that the first vampire was a lesbian vampire. Maybe that's why her story was subjugated or something. But it's cool to go back and take elements from that kind of classic novella and kind of put it in her updated story.
What's
so
funny
Professor
is that,
Blevins. Oh, go ahead, Clay.
No, I'd like to hear from the professor.
Yeah,
we'll hear from Marianne next.
When was that originally published? What was the publication year?
1873, something like that. Like something
and
along
a
those
lesbian
lines?
vampire in 1873.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it was like lesbian undertones.
Oh,
right?
1973, 1873. I see it now. I got it.
Oh, hey,
we did that on purpose.
Let me look it up. Let me make sure, because that could be crazy.
That does sound really close though, because Dracula, right? Wasn't that the late 1800s? Because
1872.
Ah, dang it,
dude!
Off by a year.
I'm just gonna say it was 1873 and forget I looked it up.
Let's call it 1873. Yeah.
Why use facts when I can use my feelings?
That's amen, brother. Preach.
Awesome. So this started off as you said, a short story in a couple of your books.
Yeah, in Nightmare Theater 2, which just it funded a little while ago. We had a printer issue, but we did get it out, and we had to hold off on Carmilla. She was supposed to launch last October. Last year, but we, as a Kickstarter creator, we did not want to launch a book without fulfilling the other book. And even through all the problems, our backers really stuck with us because we really try to have a good quality product, and it's all about the comic to make it as good as it can be. And
the
art
came out really well. I mean, it was definitely well worth the wait.
Yeah, and the art by Ismael Canales, he's awesome. He's from Spain, and we love his work. And Alex Seif is the colorist, and she works on Monster Matador. And I think, what's the Dracula book she did, Clay?
Like Curse of Dracula or Rise of Dracula. There are a few of them, right?
Yeah. And Melissa White did edits, and she was awesome too. So it's a really good team, and we want to keep the same team together, even though it's not strictly a serialized comic. The same team will give it a cohesion. With the long arc of her story, which goes on for centuries.
And as you can see there, the 1970s also allowed us to write orgies backstage. So
yes, that's key to the year of 1973. Orgies hit their peak.
Yes,
I believe they died down in 1975.
But she's a cool
orgy
character.
Fire of Cincinnati.
She's a cool character because she can also she can turn into a cat too, which like in the book it's just kind of bizarre. Like the things that she can do, her powers, she can hypnotize people, she can turn into a cat. So it's kind of fun to play with some of those elements. It's almost like a superhero vampire.
Yeah. For the reader experience, I think it is important that you're keeping the same creative team for that continuity, and also readers do like orgies.
It's science.
Jason did a poll, I think.
Yeah, a long poll. I did a long poll.
We had Jason do our market research.
Seniors and asked them, "Do you like orgies?"
I was in incognito.
100%.
I was in incognito mode, guys. But yeah, that's the results.
Now this book looks, I mean, the interiors look great. The panel layout, everything looks awesome. I'd like to though dive into a bit, if you don't mind, just kind of explain a bit of the story to your potential backers of what this book is going to be about.
Yeah, so Carmilla has, as the voiceover said in the video, she's traveled centuries and oceans, searching for the reincarnation of her long lost love. So that's sort of the thing that's like driving her, right? She had a girl in the Carmilla novella. I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't read it and just want to rush out and get that original novella, but they've parted. And now she's sort of looking for that reincarnated spirit. So that's what's driving her. She's hiding in plain sight in this rock band. It's a rock band of fake vampires. She's the real vampire in there. And she thinks she's found that reincarnated love. But then, shall we say, trouble ensues. There's a big bad vampire who's kind of been hunting her, and he may be a little closer to her than she thinks. Maybe hiding out in plain sight was not a brilliant idea. And so hijinks ensue.
So is she a good vampire?
Yeah.
Or just a bad vampire with a badder vampire?
She's sympathetic.
She's a little sympathetic. I mean, we wanted to, Dave sort of alluded to this. We talked about this idea of making her like a Victorian era Dexter. Mm-hmm. So like the people that she kills are generally bad people. And so that does sort of stick here. And that may be an aspect of it that we explore a little bit more. So we do make her a little bit sympathetic, but, she's still a vampire. You can't, leopard's not going to change its spots.
Maybe she's just misunderstood.
You
she's
could fix
trying
her.
to find love in a crazy world.
That's right. She's not bad. She's just drawn that way.
Yeah, she's just drawn that way. Nice, cool world.
This is a great cover too.
Yeah, that's flops.
This campaign has very nice assets.
Yeah. What do you like covering up here? That's not here.
Not much. But you know,
It's just called branding now. They're just branding.
They want you to look at the logo because we know where you're looking.
yeah,
She has a hairy tailbone.
You'll have to buy the cover to find out, Nile.
I'm intrigued.
I really like this Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, that was Dave's idea, and it was done by a guy named Don Wynn, who does excellent work. Yeah, really happy with how that came out.
Ryan Kincaid.
Ryan Kincaid.
Love his work.
Mr. Kincaid.
Mr. Kincaid.
I love this Luca one.
Yes.
Strasky one. That's amazing.
Yeah, Luca's great. He's great. I used him. So I met him a few years ago at New York Comic Con. He's friends with Fabio Ramacci, an artist that I work with a lot. And saw Luca's stuff, met Luca, great guy. Really wanted to find something for him. And I used him as a cover artist on Dream Quest last year. And he was so great. We thought he'd be perfect for this.
Very nice. And then, okay, great. So they can actually get the first appearance.
Yep.
In the Nightmare.
And
very
so
nice.
that's in the Nightmare Theater 2 anthology. Carmilla is one of the stories. Rob Multari has a story in there.
I do.
And yeah.
And it actually is a sort of connection to my universe in a way.
Oh, very cool.
But it's not, that one's not particular. That's not Werewolf. But there is things that will, they cross paths.
Now, Clay, in Reward 14 here, I see a bunch of digitals. What's this bundle about?
So this is like the so Bloodline Comics is me and Dave. So that's like Nightmare Theater. It's Cannibals on Mars, which you see there. But then we also kind of wanted to add a little extra stuff for people. So I threw in some of my Fried Comic stuff, Dream Quest, Deadskins. And Melissa White has a book in there. Nightmare, she's our editor. So we put that in. We wanted to give people a nice digital buffet for only $69.
Oh, very nice. You got the not
It's
safe for
completely random number Clay chose, I think.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Very random. Very random. Then you got all the SFW covers here.
And really, who's buying that tier?
Ooh. And I got a question for you. So you've got the blank. You got the blank covers here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is there a tier to actually have anything drawn on these covers?
That is the tier, right?
That is the tier, yes.
Yeah, that is the tier to have it drawn.
Right here.
There's two of our variant cover artists, Don Wynn and Mick Byers, who will do the sketch covers.
Very nice. Very nice.
And I don't know about Don, but Mick is very fond of saying he will draw anything for money, literally anything. So,
oh, geez.
And I've seen some of the shit people have asked him to draw on their covers, and let me tell you, he will draw anything for money.
If you need it and you can find him, he will draw it for money.
Wow, this is the original cover art for $325. That's a great price.
And I don't know did you already talk about this, Clay? I had to step out for a second, but like we wanted to do something because of Nightmare Theater is horror, cinema horror inspired stories. So we thought it kind of fit because this story has a bit of the ultra violence that there was like sorry, I got my son just walked in.
Yeah,
here.
No worries.
What's the movie? Sorry.
Clockwork Orange.
We wanted to do a Clockwork because that was released in 1973. So it's got another cinema angle and blood and violence. And we thought it would make a cool variant. And he did a great job on it. It really mocks up that poster well.
Was Dark Side of the Moon 1973, that album?
It was.
Oh, yeah. Did you do anything for that at all? Just any kind of tying with Dark Side of the Moon?
For the sake of selling comics, there must be something hidden in there.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll buy the big tier to find it.
Yeah, there's probably like a little prism, in the background at one point, just a little Easter egg. You got to hunt for it.
Sweet. I'll take an edible when I read it.
There you go. Again, I love the because there's original art collectors and really these original art covers. I mean, they're not priced bad at all.
What is
sometimes
the
you see them for like $1,300, $1,200. I mean, these are like in sweet spots for, you know, most reasonable collectors.
Yeah, yeah, especially like a number one like this Ismael Canales. It's kind of he does like a negative space one that's really cool, and yeah, usually you see original arts around $500 to $1,000 or whatever. So these are pretty good deals.
Yeah. And then you got the producer of comic, includes all 15 covers and poster. Very nice. Ooh, what's it? 3,000 schmeckles. What? What do we have here?
1,000.
3,000 schmeckles.
This is the Impossible Dream tier.
Okay.
It's actually, Clay, we could talk about it. I know you're sick, but if you want to, it's the producer credit for the film. You know, Bloodline Pictures also is getting into making some films. You know, Clay and I met on our movie Bloodline. I was co-director with Keith Caloris, and Clay was the lead of this movie back in 2005, and it was called Bloodline. It's kind of like a Friday the 13th meets Memento. It was like a fractured timeline horror film, low budget, but Lionsgate released it. It was a really cool movie. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we're working on a couple different projects right now, but we thought we would put this in the pipeline as well.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, explain what this tier is, what they would be getting, because it says includes all 15 covers and poster.
Yeah, so we kind of mocked up last year. We kind of mocked up and like for an Italian horror movie. So it was so the story in Nightmare Theater 2 was Carmilla Comes Again. And so we made up a movie poster that had that title in Italian because it was the poster was done by Emanuele Taglietti, who's an Italian master of those fumetti. And anyway, we've the poster is available. You can get that poster here on the campaign. But yeah, if you get this tier, you'll get all the covers, all the variations on the cover. You'll get the poster, and you'll get a producer credit inside the comic, but also of any film that we might make based on Carmilla Unbound.
Oh, that's awesome.
As a producer.
Very cool.
For only 3,000 schmeckles.
3,000.
Oh, there's that poster.
This is a
$90.99.
This is such a gorgeous poster. Wow.
That guy can paint, can he?
Yeah, he can. Incredible.
He's got a future.
I love that.
Do you think she's okay?
Don't worry, she's gonna live. She's gonna live forever.
Yeah, awesome, man. This is a really cool book, guys. I like what you guys did here.
Thanks.
Such great art, great interiors, great covers,
great couch.
Story sounds awesome.
You got to be comfortable when you're writing, you know.
Yes. And you mentioned Melissa White. Can what is her role in this book as well?
She's the editor. She's the editor on the book. So she made it all come together.
Oh, fantastic. And your interior artist?
Yes, Ismail. That guy's fantastic. I got to tell you, he sends over layouts and they look like a finished book. I mean, like I'd want to just publish his layouts. They look so good. And then even his, you know, I told Dave, so Alex, who you're looking at there, she's the colorist. She does a fantastic job with the colors. They're amazing. But you know, Ismail's inks, when they come over, he does all this shading and stuff, like to separate all the planes. Like we could easily have published this in black and white. It looked so amazing, those pages.
Yeah. Awesome, man. And then you got the timeline here, which is great. A lot of people are always curious, you know, the production timeline. So as far as today goes, I mean, is this timeline still are you still on track for what's presented here?
Yeah, absolutely. The book is 100% done. We are completely finished. It's all ready to go. We just honestly, we're just waiting on the final counts from the Kickstarter to find out what we gotta order.
Oh, fantastic.
So as soon as the campaign's done, we'll send it to the printer, and depending on their turnaround time, we'll get the book.
Come on out, Chris.
Uh-oh.
I love it when
Hey,
the kids
Dave, you're on
invade the
mic,
Zoom
man.
meeting.
Oh, there we go.
He didn't like the cover. He's crying now. He's crying.
Oh,
Oh, poor little guy. But yeah, everyone, check out this campaign. The link's below in the description. It's also been posted in the live chat by our great moderators. So give this campaign a look. Check it out. If you like it, back it. If funds are tight, we always recommend the best thing you can do on all these campaigns that you're seeing tonight, all the campaigns you ever see on Crowdfunding Comics. Give them a share. Share them on all your social media, on your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram. If you're a fellow YouTuber and you're looking for great guests, please feel free to reach out to any guests we have on our show as well to help spread the word of their campaigns and also just to help, spread the word of what the indie comic book community is doing. And I want to thank Clay and Dave for bringing this to us. Looks amazing. Clay's books, Dave's books are always top notch. This isn't their first rodeo. They've been doing this stuff for quite a long time now. And all their books are very professional. Their fulfillment is always pretty quick. I've only heard good things about them. Maybe no, I've only heard good things about them and their fulfillment and stuff. So really cool chatting with you guys about this. If you'd like, please stick around. We're going to check out some other campaigns, but again, this looks great. We'll continue sharing it too, through our social media handles and just keep pushing it. So hopefully you guys can get as many backers as possible. Maybe break that 300 mark.
Let's do it. Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Pretty awesome.
Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you got it, man. No problem. I know you got a lot of stuff to do, Dave. So if you need to bounce out,
I'm gonna have the audio on so I can hear everybody, but I'm just gonna attend to him.
He's like, play with me now, Dad. But all right, so let's jump into this. So Mr. Sandberg is going to bring us in a little sci-fi direction here.
That's right.
We've got Jupiter issue 1.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah, so there's 20 days left on the Indiegogo campaign and 32 days left on the Kickstarter. And I'm very pleased we've crossed the $5,000 milestone on Indiegogo. So everybody who backs is already going to get the stretch goal, which is the Captain Kleinbottle fan club membership card. This is 24-point PVC. And Captain Kleinbottle here, he's a Jack Kirby inspired astronaut. He's a side character within Jupiter. So this is the main cover for Jupiter. Oh, cool. And if you like variant covers, I give you a variant cover, but you don't have to pay any extra. It's right there. So nice. He's a subplot and a sub character within Jupiter. And this was that first stretch goal. It's a fan club membership card. So this is like something that would exist in that world for people who are fans of this character. And in true 1970s comic book fashion, it's sponsored by a pie company. And then because he's a time traveler, the dates on the membership card run backward in time.
Nice.
And then on the back of the card is a schematic of his rocket ship. It's got my website, but then it's got a very important motto that you all need to have in your wallet, your purse, even your fanny pack. I'm not going to judge. It is, if you're not part of the problem, you are the solution. So those of you who are going to work, taking care of your family, and in the evenings, you just want to read a comic book or play a video game, you're not hurting anybody. You are what people should be doing in life. You are the solution, not the problem. So everybody who backs is going to get that. Jupiter is 40 pages, full color for $10. Very, very competitive price point because I'm trying to introduce myself to people. I did indie comic books in the late 90s. Jupiter was a black and white indie, ran 9 issues, distributed through Diamond. It was one of those titles that was critically acclaimed, but I had no marketing budget. Diamond loved the book. We tried everything to kind of move the needle. The sales never went up. The sales never went down. So it ran 9 issues. And I said, you know what? I'm getting mixed signals from the marketplace. Put it on pause. And people were asking me for years, is it coming back? Is it coming back? Flash forward to 2019. And I see this golden era of crowdfunding. And I realized that crowdfunding is more direct than the direct market. You're getting in front of readers directly, and you're making that connection. So I said, you know what? I still love to do this. I'm going to do this again. So that brings us to where we are today. So this first issue, very competitive price point because I want there to be low barrier to entry. I want anyone who anyone who's heard about Jupiter from the 90s, anyone who takes a look at this and feels they can make a connection to this book, I want to make it affordable. Do you want to look at that first couple part of the trailer?
Yeah, I'm gonna we'll play the trailer for a little bit, and then we'll cut a couple of those scenes, and then we'll dive back into this.
Perfect. And the audio is you're good to play it. It's not, you're not going to get struck.
Okay.
I tell you, anytime you can put that flanging sound in it, in the trailer, it feels like big budget, right? It feels like the Transformers or Michael Bay or something like that. But I had a lot of fun doing the trailers. All the artwork from the trailers is from the book. And I basically just took my artwork, brought it into Adobe Animate and animated it. So you can see there's a mix of art styles because, the book happens in like a world like ours. And that's the kind of the modern illustrative style with the full color palette. And then sections of the book are the character reading a comic book within a comic book. And that's where you get into that Jack Kirby stuff. You get that Bronze Age coloring with the 64 color palette with the flexoprinted dots and the paper fibers and stuff like that.
Very nice. I love the art inside. Like in the video, just looking at that art, I love it. It's just that's your artwork.
It is. I write it, draw it, ink it, color it, letter it. I do everything, including the typos. No, there's no typos in the book, but I do everything that's in the book here.
Yeah. So did you do both stories?
Yeah, I did the whole thing. The whole thing. Yep.
Oh, wow,
and then the section that's in blue, like with that dinosaur smashing through the castle.
Yep.
That's an alternate reality where there's basically a revolution. And that storyline spills into the main part of the book. So I changed the art style to serve the storytelling and to tell you what world you're in. Are you in the normal, the quote unquote normal world, the alternate dimension that's intervening and colliding with the normal world, or are you in the comic book within the comic book? The story behind Jupiter is that it's a world like ours, and one of the problems with Marvel and DC is that they're overcrowded with superheroes. There's too many superheroes. They're not different from each other. There's too many of them. They're not unique, and they're just boring, right? So in Jupiter, it's a world like ours where there's no superheroes. You are going to see this main character. You're going to see her heroic journey to become a superhero. How that comes about is that this family has gone to a cabin to kind of reset their lives. They're dealing with the aftermath of a family tragedy. I don't tell you exactly what it is, but there's clues in the book. I want my readers to be smart, and you'll put it together, and you'll get a shock when you figure out what happened. And as the story goes on, more details will emerge. But basically, they've gone to a cabin to kind of hit the reset button. This young lady, she wants to run away from home, not out of neglect, not out of abuse, but just out of sadness because her family can't overcome this tragedy. On this trip to the cabin, this hole in reality rips open. This revolution from a neighboring dimension spills into her world. As a consequence, she suddenly has the ability to go anywhere. She can open up these portals. She can go anytime, any place, anywhere. She could run away from home. She could never have to do homework again. She could never have to grow up and get a day job, right? She could go anywhere, but she has to decide.
Right there. I don't know why. It's absolutely incredible.
We can fast forward to the trailer and play that clip because that people will get a head trip by that one. But the point is that the dramatic tension is between fight or flight. Does she run away? Does she escape? Or does she stay and fight? Because as a consequence of this hole, there's adversaries that start spilling into this normal world. So she not through her own choosing, she basically becomes a superhero, taking these different steps of first self-defense, then defending others, and she begins to weaponize her powers. And she struggles with how is it just to weaponize my powers in terms of self-defense, then defending others, and then lo and behold, within a few issues, she is her world's first, only, and greatest superhero. Now, there's going to be supervillains. There's going to be adversaries. The stakes will rise, but she's going to be special, and you're going to view her as special. But meanwhile, the whole time she's going to be, am I going to stay and fight, or am I going to get the heck out of here? Because the smart thing to do would be to get the heck out of here, because the stakes will continue to rise, and that's part of the dramatic tension, and that's part of her heroic journey.
Oh, very cool. We got a super chat here from Nicholas Greer. Get your character Kirby eyes, commission tier.
That's right. Yeah, he actually gave me the idea for the commission tier. So part of the book, if you scroll up just a little bit, you can see that parts of the story I draw in the style of Jack Kirby. And I love Jack Kirby. And so this gave me the opportunity to kind of put a comic book within a comic book. So when my main character wants to escape, she escapes into the world of that world's Jack Kirby character, which is Captain Kleinbottle. So I get to draw it in that style. And Nicholas reached out to me and he said, hey, I want to commission my character, the Relentless Tin Soldier, like in that Kirby style. I said, yeah, absolutely. So I added a character commission tier. And if you back at that tier, if you use it for a cover, if you use it for a pinup, I don't care. It's yours. But I will have fun taking your character and kind of Kirbyizing it and using his visual vocabulary and trying to kind of, and part of the fun is is to draw and say, okay, look at some Joe Sinnott inks and try to emulate that, right? Like those little squiggles and stuff like that. It's tremendous amount of fun for people who love comic books.
Yeah, you definitely got the Kirby Cosmic feel down for sure.
Thank you.
You know, even with the hands, everything, you do a good job doing the Kirby style.
A lot of fun.
That's a super cool tier, I think.
It is,
It's
right?
pretty popular. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. 7 out of 20 already claimed.
Yep. And I'm going to do those when I send the book out to the printer. I'll do those and get those into people's hands while the book's getting printed and so forth. The book is 95% done. I'm just kind of doing some tune-ups of the artwork. So at the end of the campaign, I'll be sending it off to the printers, and it will. I anticipate people will have this around 4th of July, right? Because that's I think that's a unique proposition. Something that's unique about Jupiter is that the book is essentially done. You're not giving me money to cover my bills for X number of months. I've done most of the work here. You're just helping me with the printing bill and getting it into people's hands. And there's a retailer tier too, because I want to give retailers the opportunity to get this ahead of me, putting it out through Diamond and so forth.
Nice.
Very nice.
I was going to say, like, I looked at this earlier today when it was sent to me. And like, I will tell you, you know, it says becoming synonymous with the indescribable. Like, I mean, that is definitely the best way to describe it. Like, hey, you know, it's indescribable is the best way to describe it. And I will tell you, there is this whole circular theme throughout every single bit of it. You know, all of it. Like the beginning is the end on almost every single one of these stories. And I hope like that doesn't push. Like it shouldn't. It's pretty in your face, but I mean, maybe some people may not see it or whatever. But you know, I love like all the, again, like you have the portal, right? It's like a huge circle. I mean, you can even see down here at the bottom, like where it has the kind of what would be the yin and yang. It looks like a 69 on the one side. I don't know. It just looks like, you know, again, the beginning is the end and the end is the beginning, even with the kid walking around the street. So I mean, it really got me. I had to watch this twice. I thought it was really, really well done.
It's like the Jupiter of the 90s. It's pretty philosophical, but it's pretty accessible too, and it's not preachy. I'm a lover of humanity. I'm a lover of liberty, but you're not going to feel like you're being dragged to HR. I'm not going to lecture you. I'm just exploring ideas and kind of making your head, making the hemispheres of your brain rotate. And it's quite the contact high if you read Jupiter. If you scroll down just a little bit, I did announce a stretch goal today. So I have partnered with the Legion of Memers. And if we hit $8,000 on this campaign plus the Kickstarter, because the Kickstarter is going to run for 32 days, everyone who backs is going to get an authentic, approved license to meme. So there's meme checkpoints, there's the meme police and so forth. People are concerned about the crackdowns of on the internet. The Legion of Memers is given us this official license to meme. So if you're out there and you like the Legion of Memers, or you just want to be able to do memes and be free, you can back Jupiter at the $10 level, and you will get a license to meme. And that's if we hit the $8,000 stretch goal. So that's the late breaking news today. And I think people are going to have fun having that in their wallet, just like they're going to have fun having the Captain Klein Bottle fan club membership card.
That's pretty awesome. I flunked out of meme college, so to still be able to get my license by backing a book is
absolutely. It's only
incredible.
$10.
I didn't realize memes were so cutthroat.
Absolutely. You know, they're cracking down. They're cracking down on them. What's that?
I had a friend of mine die in a freak meme accident. It was horrible.
It's tragic. It was tragic.
I hope you took pictures.
So you were back in the 90s working on Jupiter. Now, obviously you had the books from then. Does this carry on, or is this all new?
This is all new. And this is full color. Everything is new. There's some back matter, and there's some background characters where if you read Jupiter in the 90s, you'll remember some of these characters and you remember some of these propositions, but everything in the book is brand new. And there's the main story, which covers this character in her heroic journey. And then because it's 40 pages, I've got some room in the end to have some fun. And one of the ways that I have fun is I got to do a pie ad. So I actually put in a pie ad akin to the Hostess ads in the 1970s with Captain Klein bottle. Now, if I was working at DC or Marvel, they'd say, you can't do a pie ad, man. There's nobody paying us to do a pie ad. I'm like, no, all the best if you go into the back issue bins, and kids, if you're out there, if you do a deep dive into the back issue bins, if you find a comic and you're on the fence about it, if it has a pie ad, chances are 3 out of 4 times it's going to be a good comic book. Right? so I'm just trying to have as absolutely much fun as I can, and that 40 pages allows me to have a little bit of fun. Blevins pointed out there's this 6-panel thing about the hourglass and the house. That's my that's my Zap comic, right? So one of the things I get to do is I've got a couple pages where I can say, hey, if I was back in the 60s hanging out with Robert Williams and Robert Crumb, and they said, hey kid, we'll let you do 1 page in Zap Comics. What are you going to do? This is what I would do. It's just a little 6-panel surrealist strip, nice, clean, one and done page, but it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
That pie ad is actually what she's looking at, is what's looking at the viewer. If you scroll up, I think.
Yep.
I think
it's on the back of the.
Oh yeah.
I didn't notice that. Is it scrolling up or down?
Right here.
Yep. And it's great because
it's the pie ad. That's crazy.
And it's great because it's Salvador Dali is the person who's in the pie ad that Captain Kleinbottle has to tug off the ledge because he's bored with modernity, and Captain Kleinbottle has to convince him via hostess. It's called Anton's Pies, but it's effectively a hostess pie to change his evil ways.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. All that nostalgia that you brought into this. Now I have a question for you. If you start seeing success, right, with bringing Jupiter back, would you ever consider, maybe reprinting like a trade paperback of the, the books from the 90s? About
4 years ago or so, I took what I consider to be like the best of the 90s Jupiter, and I put it on Comixology. So if anybody out there remembers Jupiter from the 90s, or they're curious about it after they read this one, and my advice is really read this one first, because this is I'm 20 years better, right? But if you're ever interested, on Comixology, there's a Jupiter 0. And that has what I view to be like the best of those 90s Jupiter. So it's the stuff where I can look at it and I don't wince. You know what I mean? So it's the stuff that I think holds up, and it's stuff that I don't feel I feel fine kind of reprinting. Eventually, potentially, I could do a hard copy version of that someday. But right now, I'm more excited about this new stuff that I'm putting out there.
Very cool. Now, before we jump into Rob's campaign, I just want to know, just because I know a lot of creators now. I'm friends with a lot of creators, especially ones that were very prevalent in the 90s. How was that experience for you as you were seeing success with Jupiter? I mean, were you building that rapport within the industry? Were other big names coming up to you? Like, what was it like for you in the 90s?
So I was very fortunate because in the middle 90s, I was kind of I was sending off I do my little zines, right? And I would send them off to Dave Sim and Scott McCloud, and they were very encouraging to me. In the trailer, there's a quote from Scott McCloud that he wrote about Jupiter, and it's actually in his second nonfiction book, Reinventing Comics. He said Jupiter was uncategorizable, and so he sent me a postcard. He said, "Hey, I want you to know I'm mentioning Jupiter in my next book, and so take a look when you get the book." And I'm like, "Oh, that's nice," So I get the book and I flip to the index in the back, and I'm like, "Okay, find my name," and I go and he's putting me next to Jim Woodring and Kyle Baker. And I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. This is crazy. So I'm eternally grateful for the connections I did make. But again, I had a day job and I was young. I was in my late 20s. So I didn't have the marketing budget and the wherewithal to do a lot of traveling. Only did a few conventions. But everybody that I did connect with and everybody who remembers Jupiter has been great. And everybody that I've met now, as I've been kind of reconnecting with people, everybody has just been fantastic. And whether they're doing superhero books or wizard books or elf books or vampire books, everybody has just been just fantastic. And it's been wonderful, whether they be the guest or the host and so forth. It's just a wonderful community to be in. And everybody's excited about what everybody else is doing. It's just been fantastic.
That's awesome. I hope that success that built up in the 90s carries over now, now with your refocusing on it and getting it going. Because it looks really cool. And I really think from what you've presented with the nostalgia and everything that's in it, I mean, who doesn't love that nostalgia feel, So good luck with the campaign, man. Everyone out there, like I said before, if you're interested, if you're watching this live right now, if you're watching this recorded, check it out. go to the links below. We have them in the description as well. Check out Jupiter issue 1 as well as all the other campaigns that we have going on. And yeah, Jason, I really wish you good luck on this. You know, you're getting back into the comic scene.
Absolutely. It's in my blood. I can't shake it. It's good to be back.
That's awesome. So now we've got Mr. Rob Multari.
Yes, sir.
Let's dive into some. Oh, you just got another backer too. I just opened your campaign.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very nice. Very nice. Let's bring that up
This guy's
here.
always getting another backer.
I know, right? Which one do I want to do? Let's do this guy right here. I'm just gonna swap you and Jason right now. This way, since you're talking. All right, so we've got Night Wolf 1 through 7, urban fantasy werewolf coming of age drama. Very nice. That's a lot of books.
Yeah. I mean, I've been just chipping away at it, trying to get them out as fast as possible. Carlos is already starting on issue 8 as we speak. So hopefully this year we'll be getting a lot more out a little faster than we have been, because I got a lot of story to cover, and I don't want to be an old man, on my deathbed before the story's told, right?
Exactly. So how long is this series? Like, how long have you been actually working on this series?
So right now, this is a 12-issue story arc with plans to be an ongoing series. And I've been working on it since like my teens. So it's kind of grown up with me. And this past September was like 5 years from when I first published the first issue. And since then, we put out, the 7 issues here, and then also a spinoff series featuring Nightwolf's mentor Snowpaw. So I have 2 issues of her out now, with 3rd on the way. And then we have a trade paperback that collects the first 4 issues, and also kind of have a kid's board book in the process. It's kind of Muppet babyizing the characters, to open it up to like a younger audience. That kind of gives a little backstory for this little plushy fella that we produced. So it's a voodoo doll Nightwolf.
Nice.
The board book is giving him a backstory.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. So let's jump into actually first. You've got 3 days left on this campaign. You got 438 backers. That's incredible, and you've definitely exceeded your goal, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy that the Wolfpack comes. Once we launch, they come howling and they're clawing down, the milestones and the stretch goals. And I'm very thankful for them coming out every time.
Very cool. Well, let's play your campaign video, and then we'll dive into the details of your campaign.
Do you love stories about anti-heroes and supernatural beings like werewolves, vampires, demons, witches, zombies, and more?
I do.
Nightwolf is the comic book series for you. Nightwolf's unique take on theology and mythology encompasses elements of horror, magic, fantasy in a modern setting. Hi, I'm Robert A. Multari, the creator and writer of Nightwolf, as well as the founder of Lone Wolf Comics. It's been my dream since I was a kid struggling with attention deficit disorder and dyslexia to be a comic book creator, because comics have helped me learn to overcome my disability. Born into an outcast breed of werewolves known as the Monokai, 18-year-old Rodney Marcelli is reluctantly thrown into an ancient war between good and evil in today's world where the line has been blurred. With the help of Snowpaw, the pureblood Monokai, Rodney must learn to master his newly found lycanthropy and mysterious kinetic energy power that only he possesses. Rodney must fight the Dark Covenant in order to avenge his friends and family, and to save the girl he loves from the master vampire, Lord Malice. Rodney Marcelli is Nightwolf. In April of 2016, I launched a failed Kickstarter campaign for Nightwolf issues 1 through 3. I played the game on hard, setting a $20,000 goal. However, I did manage to raise over $5,000, but Kickstarter is an all-or-nothing platform. I didn't let that failed launch stop me, so I decided to raise the money on my own by doing freelance web design jobs to pay the artists. After self-publishing Nightwolf issues 1 and 2, I came back to Kickstarter in October 2019. Since then, I have successfully overfunded 8 campaigns for Nightwolf issues 3 through 6, the Volume 1 trade paperback that collects the first 4 issues, Snowpaw 1 and 2, and the Nightwolf Voodoo Doll plushie. And that's all thanks to my amazing backers that I refer to as my Wolfpack. Currently, I have written 12 issues of Nightwolf and have published the first 6 issues in print and digital formats. Now I stand ready to publish Nightwolf issue 7, which is 100% complete and is ready to send off to the printers. I'd like to personally thank you in advance for backing this project and joining the Wolfpack. I'm extremely grateful for where I am now as a self-publisher and continuing to serialize Nightwolf for you to enjoy. Again, thank you for taking this creative journey with me. I appreciate it so much. So what are you waiting for? Join the Wolfpack today.
All right. Well,
Cool.
that explained it all. So thanks for coming on, Rob.
Yeah. See you guys later. Thanks for the next show.
No, that's cool, man. I love the passion. You know, all you guys, just the passions. You know, with what you're working on, your campaigns, the books you've done, and you know, you're sticking to the guns, man. You're just growing this universe you have and what you've been building up.
Rob,
someone's racing.
Kudos for coming back stronger, Rob. That's fantastic.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it did take the wind out of my sails for a couple months. Finally, I was like, you know what? I'm not letting this go. Like I said, you know, I raised the extra funds just doing the freelance work and put it out there. And then the second issue, my wife was like, oh, let's dip into the savings. And then the third issue, I couldn't do that.
as the old werewolf saying goes, he who laughs last howls the loudest. So good job.
Is that the saying? Is that lore?
That is the saying. That is gospel right there.
I know we're going to get into this, but I got to tell you, man, some of the add-ons for this campaign are absolutely incredible.
Well,
man, I am just I'm blown away by the amount of add-ons and such cool stuff too to begin with. So.
And we got a great comment here from Tom Levine. You all are amazing. Great bars to set for the rest of us.
Good old Tom Levine.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, so let's go through this campaign. So now they are getting a new issue with this campaign because you've done 1 through 6. Now this campaign is coming with issue 7, which hasn't been out yet.
Yes, correct. So this is a brand new issue coming out. It's 100% done, ready to go to the printer. So we are just waiting for this to end and the funds to come in, and then we'll get this party started. You know.
Yeah. What's great about your campaign and how you have it laid out is you go through the issues, right? You're starting to bring people through it. So if this is new to anyone, they can, here's your synopsis for issue 1. Here's some samples, right? And you go through and what's cool too is you kind of get to see like a bit of evolution, you know, as you're scrolling down the campaign.
Yeah, and it's kind of like that, you know, the whole you're going to a comic shop and you pick up a book and you're flipping through it. You know, you want to show those previews that give people, you know, like to see if they want to read the book. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to just be like, hey, I have a million covers. It looks great. You know, I want to make sure that they know that the insides are just as good as the out. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Finding that perfect soulmate, right?
Yeah. Now, has this, as far as your creative team's concerned, you know, like how Clay and Dave were talking earlier. I mean, have you primarily kept the same people on this book, or have you gone through?
So issue 1 started off with Carlos Herrera doing both the colors and the illustration. And then part way through the book, he got picked up by like one of those card game, like mythology card game books or cards, whatever. I don't even know offhand, but like it was basically, you know, a job for him that was paying more than what I could pay him. And so he dropped the project, not because he didn't want to do it, but just because of time. And so then I picked up another artist that was similar to his work, Oscar Chococota. He took over, and then Ross A. Campbell took over the colors. So we finished the first issue, and when we went to do issue 2, Oscar was still on board, but Ross got picked up by DC. So I was like, well, shit. So I so Oscar had like he has his own team that he works with. So they took over the colors for that, which wasn't as like dark and gritty as I had liked it, but it worked for that particular part of the story, because it was mostly showing a lot of like his life prior to the whole werewolf lineage thing. So it worked for that. But then coming to issue 3, I found Gat Melvin to do the colors for issue 3, which was back to kind of that similar tone that like Carlos and Ross was doing. And then through issue 4, Carlos happened to be free again. He started a regular 9-to-5 job, so he was able to do the book in his spare time. So he's been, since issue 4, back with me and working with Gat all the way through for the rest of the time. So like he's been treating it more like a partnership. Like he and I, you know, talk very often, and we're, you know, kind of go back and forth on like how to like you know, move the book forward, you know, showing different like designs that we've been coming up with for the characters, and the new ones moving forward.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, because I was going to say, you know, when you go through these books, right, and you're looking at the samples of the pages, I mean, you have kept a consistency to the look, which is great.
Yeah, that was very important for me. Like whenever like Carlos left and Oscar took over, I had to make sure that it was very similar because I didn't want to kind of like have that dramatic like, oh, this is completely different. So yeah, it did work out too because even Oscar got too busy. So like that transition to from Oscar to Carlos was it was good timing on both ends. Now Oscar he's blowing up doing his thing. And me and Carlos is just like I said, we've been sticking with it together. And then Gat, who he does other projects too. He works a lot with Tom Hutchinson through Big Dog Inc. So I'm lucky to be able to still have Gat's hand in the book as well.
Oh, very cool. Now you got you got milestone rewards. Now, so is this that, when you hit certain levels, are you offering some free digitals?
Yeah, so I started out at the percentages, so like at 25%, 50%, 75, and 100, they unlock these digital from other indie comic creators who've donated their books as freebies to my audience, my wolf pack, and then with the number of backers, we then unlock free physical tiers. So like you get free so the first 200 unlocked a die cut sticker, and then 400 was a card, and then we'll reveal the other as they go along.
Yeah. Very nice. And then you got your stretch goals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we just hit the third stretch goal. The first one was a 3 new acrylic standees that you can add on to the campaign. The second one is a brand new metal cover featuring issue 7, because we have issues 1 through 6 already as a metal cover available in the add-ons. So then that unlocked the issue 7, which had been added to the add-ons. Plus, they also got a free print to kind of go with it. So it's not just add-on. And then the third stretch goal is a new lenticular of all of the safe / non-safe covers.
Yeah. Oh, that looks great, man.
Thank you.
That is awesome. And you got a bunch of
I have.
You only got 3 days. We got a bunch of stuff to unlock.
I know. I have things planned.
Where are you at?
There's so many things.
Rob doesn't want to be a one-man wolf pack. Come on, guys. Gotta get this going.
I know, right? How does it? So when you're doing a campaign, especially for you guys that have done this multiple times, I mean, do you get disappointed when you're like, we didn't unlock that stretch goal? I really wanted you guys to have that, or do you just brush it off like that's just the nature of the game?
Yeah, it's like some of them are like, okay, well, I'll probably do it anyway, but then there's other ones that are like, I can't afford it unless I hit that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for example, when I did my Volume 1 campaign, there was additional story pages that like were the stretch goals and unlocking, and I'm like, I'll probably just do those anyway because I like them.
Yeah.
And they're already done.
Yeah. And I just want to, this is for Jason. I just want to pop this up quick because Jimmy Ray's Art says that Jason Sandberg has an awesome project. You guys should back it. Thanks for popping in, Jimmy.
Thank you, Jimmy. Hey, shouldn't he be on some other stream right now?
Probably.
Thank you, Jimmy.
So that's where you're at. So you've got a couple stretch goals that can still be unlocked. We still have 3 days to do that. Now when coming down, you've got some great like reviews on the book and what have you. I gotta ask you, man, what has been what review did you receive that you're like, holy shit, this person or group loves this book?
I had to say, like, because Kevin Joseph, when I first started talking to him, he's the writer for Tart.
Mm-hmm.
And like I had really no interaction with him whatsoever except for that first, like, hey, I was like, hey, I love your book, and I've been following for a minute. I would really love you to check out my book. And this is like, I think when I first got into the Kickstarter game back in, the second time around, I guess, not, 16, but in 2019, when I came back, he was like, oh yeah, sure. And he happened to be running a campaign for Tart. So I was really stoked whenever like he came back and, said about how much, he enjoyed the book and like, then I was like, did we just become best friends? And it's like, yeah, I've been friends with him, and Clay actually as well. He's in that same boat, like him and Kevin, like we're like in that same kind of like, I guess class of like creators, like as I was like coming into it. So like he also gave me a great pull quote, and you know, we've been friends ever since. And you know, I think a lot of it's like I'm just enjoyed being with these guys and learning from them and being in, you know, in this kind of like creator community and kinship.
And Rob out earns both of us combined, me and Kevin combined. So
he's got wolves, man. He doesn't like werewolves.
it's all good. I'm telling you, man, it's a great pitch. You got a great pitch for your book, and like the art looks fantastic. I mean, all these covers are amazing, and you really do a great job of putting all those rewards and add-ons and stuff. Like, you put some time into this, man. It shows.
Yeah, you got a lot of shit, bro.
Thank
You
you.
got
Yeah.
a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, that's what I do. I do a short 3-week campaign because my wife, like, if I tried the longer ones again, she just like at that point, I'm past her like limit,
Her tolerance limit.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, you're doing another one,
Right? Does she help you fulfill?
No,
No. Okay.
no. She watches my daughter, so that I guess that's helpful.
There you go. Now you got this is
That's
cool. You've got a good value Night Wolf mystery box.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So
That's pretty
basically,
neat.
the mystery is you get a mystery CGC of a random issue and a random grade, as well as you get a high end variant of each 1 through 7. So it's definitely a great value. And then of course, you know, you have the Virgin variants sets, the safer works and the not safer works.
I would hang those up at my work. Just saying. I work alone. No, I'm joking. That's great. You've so much stuff here. I'm like just approaching the halfway mark. This is cool though. Oh, what are all these more mystery boxes?
Yeah, so this is the Lone Wolf mystery box, which you can either get a Snowpaw or a Night Wolf mystery CGC. Plus, you get a mystery Snowpaw 1 and 2 included with all the other mystery stuff. Plus, you get mystery hoodie, mystery T-shirt, mystery hat, mystery mask, and all kinds of fun little tchotchkes.
Nice. And we have a new mystery on our hands is where the hell did Blevins go? We have a new mystery. Which tier is that? It's going to pop up and be like, oh, it's the Blevins mystery tier.
He's in his bunk. He's in his bunk looking at the wolf pack.
Yeah. Where the hell did Blevins go? Anyway, look at this. Look at this. Look at all these covers.
He saw
Best
those
value
not safe for work
Wolfpack
covers,
Alpha
and he had to
tier.
disappear.
He somehow hit the power off on his computer without using his hands. Look at all these covers. Holy smokes. This is like everything.
Yeah, that is the kit and caboodle. You get every single ever published variant that is out there and available now.
If
And we
you've
have some
ever
great
done-
news. We have great news, guys. The mystery is solved. There he is.
My interwebs apparently went out. I'm like, thanks, Obama. Jeez, like just kilted on me.
We figured the timer on the poutine rang off, and you had to go
Yeah.
get off the stove.
I was like,
He didn't want it to get soggy.
be hungry.
He had to warm up a new batch. Like a
Yeah.
warm apple pie. But even better, warm poutine.
Got like these are such great tiers, and man, the Legos are just Lego figures are
Yeah.
are absolutely incredible. I don't know why I love Lego
Wait,
figure
let me
tiers
zoom in on
whenever I
that.
see
Zoom
them.
in on that.
Nice.
Boom.
Yeah, so these are. Whoop, it's almost like the Legend of Zelda game when you're trying to like line everything up. Yeah, so these are the all of the Legos that are available during this campaign. I've had one every single campaign since probably the beginning.
Nice.
So it's right now. Do-do-do.
Are those official Legos? Like, are they actually
No.
Lego figurines?
So what they are is they're Lego parts that the custom guy printed out decals based on my characters and then stuck them like on the faces and the bodies
Cool.
to
Nice.
yeah.
Tom Levine says Lego is next level.
I can't.
You guys
I can't
taking
wait-
notes? You guys
Yeah.
taking notes?
He's up in the bar. He's up in the bar.
I can't wait for Rob to send me my sample Legos in the mail. my sample
Yeah, we'd hate-
7
We'd hate
Legos.
for his
I can't wait.
internet connection to go out. If you
Yeah.
catch my drift.
That's because I saved all my money for Legos. What's up?
There you go. And here's the 3 acrylics that you were talking about.
Yes, yeah, those one of the stretch goals that's come out.
Nice. And here's the figures right here, the Lego minifigs.
I don't think Snowpaw knows what she wants. This makes me sad. Like Nightwolf is like, hey, what's up? You're a werewolf. I'm a werewolf. Like, how's it going? And Snowpaw's like, no, we must defend the blah blah blah. And it's like, no, I want you to be with me.
Blevins wants them to make sweet puppy love.
Yeah, I'm trying to ship Nightwolf and Snowpaw like everybody else who probably reads his book.
I mean, there's a bit of tension there.
Yeah,
let's just say that.
Do they greet each other like normal dogs do?
Oh.
What?
I mean, I would imagine maybe in private. I don't know. When they first met each other, it was in the middle of fighting vampires and werewolves. So, it was. I'm sure there was no time for butt sniffings then.
They're a little preoccupied. So the Nightwolf Voodoo Doll plush, is that limited to a certain amount?
So this was based off of the last campaign, which is the plushie. I ordered 500 of them. So
okay.
I think the first 100 is already gone from the last campaign, and then so that's what's available. 400, I guess.
Oh, nice. All right, and you got your trade paperbacks here. We've got all the metal covers.
Crazy.
So much stuff here. And now we got some other merch now. Here we go. Here's the shirts, the hoodies, the t-shirts, the masks, the hats.
Yep.
I like that hat. It's a nice hat. You rocking that hat right now?
I'm rocking a hat, but I have the other one. Yeah, so this the embroidery on this thing came out really nice.
Cool.
Nice.
It's a nice hat.
And it's got the it's like the old I always like the old fashioned snaps.
Yep.
But rather than those like
classic trucker hat, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's it's a good quality hat. Nice thick brim. So if you like the brim, or you could do the straight thing if you like that. Me, I'm the old fashioned. I like my bent brim.
Yep, I'm with you on that. As a balding man, I'm starting to really enjoy my hats.
Right?
They make great accessories.
I don't do the podcast without them.
Cuts down on the sunburn too.
Yeah, it does. It does cut down on the sunburn.
Now actually wears a hard hat pretty much all the time. That's what's crazy. He's wearing a hard hat. I'm like, that's not very stylish.
I hate hitting my head on the bottom of the desk. It's tough times. So you've got some what are you guys laughing at? You got some lenticular cover comics. Let's see, week 3 vanishing add-ons.
Yeah, so this was something new I was trying out this campaign. Was coming up with different add-ons that were only available for that week. So this is the last weeks that are available, and so this one's a tin sign of the Connor Hughes cover from issue 4, and then the framed wall art is a exclusive piece that Carlos did, so it's never been actually as a cover, but it was like a print, like 11 by, or not even, it was a 5x7 print originally. So this one is like a full-blown 16.5 by 12.5 wall art piece. That's because it was a gorgeous piece, and Blevins dropped again.
Son of a bitch. Well, you know what? Sometimes you just got to know when it's time to fire someone. Sorry, Blevins. Inconsistencies here. Clay, you've been promoted. I'll see you Wednesday and every Wednesday after that.
Reporting for duty.
You got to bring the poutine, though.
I'll bring the poutine.
You got to bring the poutine. The only reason he's on there is because he happened to be involved in some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Sorry, everyone. Clay's got a leg up.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was just because I was a fellow Arkansan. You replace an Arkansan with an Arkansan. But
that's even better. I wish I remembered that.
No, you need to not be reliant on the Arkansas power grid. So you got to make sure that you're spread out across the country for these blackouts.
Yes. Us people in Connecticut, man, we just rely on those Arkansan people too much for things.
It's true.
But I think here, I'll bring him up here.
We stock your shelves, Walmart stuff,
and then we'll bring Dave back down here.
There's a hierarchy.
There we go.
Put Dave way down at the bottom. We'll
put Dave at the bottom. He's playing with those big what are those big Lego blocks, whatever they call them, Duplos or whatever. Duplo blocks.
Yeah,
very nice. But yeah, you got a lot of stuff here. Very cool. And now you got the creator section. So that's where we got Robert's profile. Boom. Carlos, Cat Melvin, colorist. Cover artist Fabio Simeo. Did I say that right? Simeo?
I believe so. Yeah, I mean, he's Brazilian, so I mean, it could be
Yeah.
Portuguese.
Cover artist Eduardo Souza. We got cover artist Chris Williams. Cover artist Hayu.
Anvu.
Yep, that just like that. Cover artist Courtney Rose. Cover artist Ryan Kincaid. Cover artist Lena Da. Go ahead, Robert. Correct.
Lena Day, I think.
Lena Day.
I believe.
Yeah. We'll call that. We got cover artist. We'll call her D. Daxina. We got Miguel. Look at this man. Holy smokes! Contributing. Oh, Tom's Tenney on here.
Yeah, so he did a cover for issue 5. So I kept
cool.
So because I have so many cover artists that I've worked with, and I want to give them shout outs too, and colorists. So I keep them on the campaigns, because their books are here. So I want to make sure that they get their shout outs too.
Oh, you got Polito's girl here.
Yeah, she colored Courtney Rose.
Bela Cruz. Very nice. Oh, you had a bunch of great artists on this, man. This is cool, dude. Yeah. You got a hell of a product line, hell of a comic arc. I mean, this is great. This is cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't want to get booted again, but it's all those haters that don't want Snowpawn and Lone Wolf to be together, man.
See what happens when you talk about puppy love, bro?
I know, dude.
See what happens?
Yeah, no Nightwolf. It's those the non-Wolfpack people trying to keep me down.
Yeah.
Trying to keep me down. But no, man, I think all the campaigns that we've seen tonight have been absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
Probably,
it's all good stuff.
I mean, yeah, definitely one of my favorite shows that I've gotten a chance to be on. So, and congrats to all you guys. It's
Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic.
Thanks.
Mind-blowing campaigns. I'm definitely down.
Yeah, and we got 3 days left on Nightwolf
now.
Yeah. We got 3 days left on this campaign, everyone. Again, check it out. If you're watching this live, you're watching this recorded as of May 8th at 10:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Daylight Time, whatever you want to call it. This campaign has 3 days to go, so give it a back, give it a like, give it a share. For all our campaigns tonight, we had some great campaigns on. We had CARMILLA Unbound #1 with Clay Adams and David Schrader. We had Jupiter issue 1 with Jason Sandberg, and we were just chatting with Robert Multari with Nightwolf 1 through 7. Issue 7 is the newest book in this series, so that is brand new, which is the brand new feature for this campaign. Check them all out, share them all on your social media platforms. And we got a question here for you, Rob, from Tom Levine, who asked, Rob, is there a method to deciding on what types of merch to offer?
It just starts off as like testing grounds, if you will, and I get quotes first. I make sure that they're affordable, and I'm not just like blowing myself in the foot. Because I actually, it was probably a good thing my first one failed, because I had like coffee mugs and stuff like that on there, and the shipping for that probably would have been like crazy, because like glass and so I'm so glad that I learned from that and moving forward and didn't try to incorporate that again. So yeah, things that ship well, that's a good thing to keep in mind when you're doing it. They're affordable for shipping. If you can put them in the Gemini mailers, that's good. This is the first time I've kind of like spread past that with the 11x17s, but I have been shipping original art pieces that are 11x17, so I have a little bit of experience doing that and keeping them protected. So, and no one's told me that I've ruined them, so I'm assuming that the Wolfpack still is with me, because I've learned to pack my stuff well.
When you do fulfillment, are you using stamps.com, or what software are you using to actually do the shipping and all that?
So I'm doing a combination. I'm doing mostly through ShipStation, which is connected to Stamps. Like you do one and then they connect to the other somehow. Okay. Not sure what that relationship is, but yeah. So I do ShipStation, and it connects directly through BackerKit, which is what I use after the campaign, and it's like a seamless export, and then you can import it back. So then all of like the tracking information then goes back into it. Okay. Then you can mail that out to your backers. And then I also, for international shipping, learned that you can use Pirate Ship for a better price.
I was just about to mention Pirate Ship. They just announced yesterday they were looking to do more things for for independent comics for fulfillment specifically. So if you contact them directly, like they will save you an additional percentage. Like that was just something that was brought up yesterday. Pirate Ship, never heard of them until yesterday. So
nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I learned
Pirate
about
Ship.
their additional shipping. Well, it's their additional savings for international. So I was able, because I had to, like, my last 2 campaigns, I had to raise up my international shipping. But when I found out about them, I went right back down.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you have to
That's
ask
cool.
about it. You have to specifically write them and ask, and they will give you these special rates. But it's like $10 cheaper a package.
Crazy.
Going over.
Yeah,
I wanted to tell Billy about that, but I haven't seen him yet or talked to him yet about it. But yeah, it was just recently I found out like they may become the next big thing for shipping for these books. So.
Well, this time
That's
around,
good to
I'm
know.
gonna have to ask them about if they have any more of them discounts.
I'll add the link into the description of the show.
Cool.
So if anyone's interested, they can check that out. And again, I want to thank everyone for coming on tonight. It's been really great hanging out with you, Clay. It's always fun having you on the show. Rob, it's glad to have you back on. Jason, it's glad that we finally got to meet besides chatting through social media. And Jupiter looks great. All the books look great. Carmilla looks really fun. A lot of boobies and orgies. I like that. And you can't go wrong with some werewolves, right? And before we go, everyone, just a reminder for this week, we're going to have another crowdfunding comics creator power hour on Wednesday. We've got 3 creators on tonight, Wednesday night at 9 p.m. So please join us for that. And then Thursday night for Thursday Night Live with Billy Tucci, we're hanging out with Sam Jones. We're going to be hosting his launch party for Sam Jones Saves the Galaxy. So that should be a really fun stream. So we get to chat with him. I hear he's a really nice guy and he likes teddy
Saved
bears.
every one of us, bro. Saved every one of us.
That's right.
He
saved
is a
every one
super
of us.
nice guy. I met him at a con. Great guy. Love that guy. I can't wait for that
I
book.
got this.
Blevins just saw him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
Oh,
just met him a couple weeks ago. I didn't get this signed though. I got the actual like
That's
Flash
awesome.
Gordon pop signed, but yeah, it was pretty awesome. I tried to get him to come on the show, and he's like, "No, I'm not going to do that. Like, family time is family time." And then like a month later, he's like, "Yeah, I bought the show. What's up?"
Yeah, I saw that. I saw Flash Gordon in the theater, and when that princess, I forget the name of the princess, but I think that's when I went through puberty, like in the theater there.
Laura.
Yeah, it's like what
She's
the
like,
heck
"It's
is?
a father,
What are these
son.
feelings I'm feeling? What's going on?
This popcorn raised 3 inches that day.
It was. I went into a theater, the theater boy, and I came out a man.
Nice.
It's a great. Like, I love the movie. It's my favorite.
Yeah,
movie.
we watched it. We had on VHS. We watched it a bunch. I probably watched it too many times, and I don't think I could watch it again. But it was great. It was great.
You were my favorite, so don't mess it up.
Okay. That was great. Great.
All right, everyone. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in to Creator Power Hour. And we'll see you guys all Wednesday, and we'll see you all Thursday night. Everyone have a great night. Remember to check out those links below. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button and smash that bell so you get notifications when we go live. All right, everyone. Have a great night. Thanks again, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hey everyone! Thank you for joining us on POPXP. Thank you for joining us on POPXP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the POPXP and over on Instagram at the POPXP. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you soon.